Hey guys, in this video I leave Phuket behind and start making my way towards Hua Hin. Some helpful tips if you're about to make the trip over yourself, and answers to questions people are asking about contactless payments and police stops between provinces. I finally made it back to the small street food area I saw in the last video. To my dismay though, I realized it's still catered mainly towards tourists, with burgers, Korean fried chicken and the like. In the end, I settled for a pork soup with rice noodles. I figured it was better than flying to Thailand to eat a burger. A lot of people are asking about contactless payments, and yes, many places accept them, including some street food vendors. I also finally got hold of a Thai milk tea. After that, decided to drive down the stretch, only to find an actual local food centre. Oh well. Since I was going to be leaving the next day, I decided to have a stroll on the beach one last time. On a side note, this place definitely has the worst choice of names to have in this specific country. So I decided to head into Phuket town itself to have a look at what else might be going on beyond the tourist zone, and it looks like it was a whole lot of nothing from the air. So I decided to have a drive around to see if I could find where everyone else was at. Not even 5 minutes into the drive though, and would you look at that, it started raining. And it only got increasingly heavier. Seeing as how I had to drive up a mountain to get back to Patong, I decided to call it a night and head back. The next morning, I walked down to the hotel's private beach to say goodbye before it was time to check out. On my way out though, it looked like there had been a pretty bad traffic accident. Pro tip, riding bikes can be pretty dangerous, especially if you're unfamiliar with the terrain. You can see the couple presumably from the car just chilling, while the guy on the bike was lying nearly motionlessly on the road. I decided to pop over to Rawai beach for lunch before heading off the island, and it started raining again. On the way there though, I made a stop at the Karon viewpoint and it was beautiful. A real shame about the rain, I would have gotten some amazing drone shots from there. Finally, at Rawai beach, it looked a lot more peaceful and a lot less rowdy than Patong. Really should have come over sooner, but was put off previously by the 20-minute drive. Looked a lot less touristy too. And then finally, it was time to head to the bridge and out of Phuket. I reached the bridge and there was a pretty long queue of cars waiting to leave the island. In the corner though, I saw an empty lane that was just for foreigners. I guess there aren't too many of us on the roads right now. So it was a pretty pleasant experience. Just gave them my details and they bid me a pleasant journey. And then I was finally back on the mainland and on my way. The roads were a lot emptier than I was expecting and it was actually a pretty pleasant drive. As I drove through Phang, there was an amazing sight. I just had to stop to snap a few shots despite the rain. Looks like I was at a national park. It was really a shame about the rain. The mountains were wreathed in clouds and looked like something out of a movie. After that, it was time to continue the long drive towards Hua Hin. The rain progressively got worse, but I didn't dare go too slowly. It really didn't look like the kind of area I'd want to be driving through in the dark. Although, after a bit, I still ended up driving through the darkness. It was a lot darker than it looks here. The iPhone's night capture mode is really amazing. After I finally got back to civilization though, it looked like the roads were flooded. I saw a few stalled vehicles and was really worried about my car stalling as well. I decided to stop for the night at this Thai hotel. To be fair, it actually ranks right up there as one of the better local type hotels I've had the chance to stay in. Looks to be in reasonably good repair, and it was pretty clean as well. The whole place looked to be pretty recently renovated. The room was pretty large as well, and for some reason had two RJ45 ports in the middle between the twin beds, inside what I can only describe as a hidden or pull-out nightstand. I was really hungry, so headed to the Thai food stall next to the hotel where they had typical Thai fare such as spicy English soup and a fingernail salad. In the end though, I settled on something a little less adventurous and just had a bowl of pork ball soup. The next day, as I was leaving, I was quite surprised to see that the hotel even had a golf buggy to ferry you to your car that was probably parked something like 40 meters away. And then I was off on my way again through the rain that had just not let up. I did reach a police stop though, and for everyone out there wondering how things go at inter-provincial checkpoints, this is how it went. Really like everything else in this marvelous country. That evening, as I closed in on Hua Hin, I stopped at a PTT petrol station, and if you haven't stopped at one of these before, you're really missing out. The world should take notice and make all petrol stations this awesome. What really made this one unique though is that I've never come across a Cafe Amazon in a petrol station that was open at 8 PM before. I think most of them closed at about 5. This place is a lifesaver and I've probably had 1,000 coffees over the years from driving around the country. Also sometimes, it's also the only place to get a halfway decent coffee in some of the smaller towns. And that wraps up this leg of the journey. I'll be working on the next one where I have a look at Hua Hin and then make my way up through Bangkok and central Thailand. Thanks for watching.